Mikrokosmos number 13 is going to introduce us to some of the more difficult changes of hand position that we've encountered this semester. So it's appropriate that Bartok should have called this piece Change of Position. Now, in one sense, this piece is going to feel like it's a step backward because both our left hand and our right hand are playing the same notes. But don't be deceived. There are some real significant challenges here. And let's actually take a look at the hand positions, because this piece is all about changing hand position. The three questions are going to be really important in this piece. What pitch am I starting on? Where is that pitch in relationship to middle C? And what finger am I starting on? So let's answer those three questions starting at the very beginning of the piece. Okay, so if we look at the first note in the right hand, we see that we have a C, and that is middle C. And we are on our first finger, our thumb in our right hand, okay? So that means D on the second finger, E on the third finger, F on the fourth finger, and G on the fifth finger. Pretty easy. And three questions for the beginning of the left hand. We're on the C, that is one octave below middle C, and we are on our fifth finger, which is going to put our first finger on G, and our second finger on F, our third finger on E, and our fourth finger on D. But notice, once we get to measure 4, things start to change. Bartok introduces for us the first change of hand position right here. And we're going to have to leap up a significant distance, because now, look at this. We are on a G, the G above middle C, on our first finger. So we've just leapt up a fifth. And now that puts our fifth finger right here on D. But then look what happened in the left hand. We've leapt down to the G that is an octave below middle C, and we're going to be on that G with our fifth finger. So notice this. Our right hand has leapt up. Our left hand has leapt down. That is a trickier change of hand position than you might expect. Again, Bartok is being nice to us because he does give us a rest right here to change hand position. So he gives us a little bit of time. There is one more hand position change, and I'm going to let you figure this one out. This one happens in the third measure of the second line right here. And see if you can figure this one out on your own using the three questions. What note am I on? Where is that note in relationship to middle C? And what finger am I going to be playing on that note? Now let's take a look at those two hand positions at the keyboard, both in the right hand and in the left hand. And let's start with the right hand. So the first hand position that I have in my right hand in measure 1 is going to be with my thumb on the C and my fifth finger on the G. And that's the first phrase. The next hand position is going to be with my thumb on the G and my fifth finger on the D. So each of those hand positions on their own are easy enough for us. We can do this without any problem. And by itself, we can do this without any problem. The trick is moving between these two hand positions and doing it in tempo, because we don't want to slow down, we don't want to hit the wrong note, we want to do it completely in tempo. In fact, let me put on my metronome right now just so we can hear what that would sound like and see what that looks like as well. One of the things that you're going to notice is I'm going to try to anticipate that jump up to the new hand position as much as I can. Notice in the third beat of measure 4, Bartók gives us a rest. That gives us a little bit of time, a little bit of extra leeway to move that hand position up. So look at what this actually looks like when we try to execute it in tempo. So here's quarter note equals 90. Now I'm going to move up before I need to be there. Did you see that move up? I didn't wait until I needed to play. I anticipated. I got there faster than I needed to. The same thing will work in the left hand. Now in the left hand, we start with the C below middle C on our 5th finger. So that puts us in this hand position with 5th finger on C and 1st finger on G. And then we'd move in the opposite direction. We move down in the left hand. So we have this hand position where our 5th finger is on G and our 1st finger is on D. And again, the tricky part is going to be moving from here to here and doing it in tempo. So let's try that again and watch as I anticipate the movement. I'm going to get down here before I actually need to start playing. Because if I wait until I actually need to start playing, it's too late and I'm going to make a mistake and I'm going to be rushed. So I'm going to anticipate as much as I can. So here's the metronome on quarter note equals 96. And I anticipate. I got there before I needed to be there. Now, the tricky thing is, in measure 5 and in measure the third measure of the second line, both of our hands are moving in opposite directions. So notice, here's the first hand position. Here's the second hand position, though. My right hand moves up, my left hand moves down. That's always a tricky thing to remember. And then when we come to the switch in hand position in the second line again, our hands move back together.